Hey there, I'm Patrick Lamontagne, and this video is a behind the scenes of one of the most difficult commissions I've ever worked on, a painting of 3 black cats, each with their own personality. I had planned to share the process from beginning to end, but once I got out of the sketch phase and into the detailed painting, I got so frustrated I had to shut the camera off. So what you'll see here is all of the sketch work for the 3 cats, and then I'll share some of the finished detail and the final reveal. Commissions often feel like tiny islands of joy in a stormy sea of doubt and panic. With every one, I run the same gamut of emotions from let's get this started to I'm gonna have to give them their money back because this sucks. It's almost funny how predictable that pattern is. I've done this long enough to know it'll pass, but it doesn't stop it from happening, and this one was no different. In fact, it was worse. When I paint for myself, I still go through the same roller coaster, thinking it's gonna be great, then thinking it's garbage. But if I'm just painting another bear or a tiger and it flops, it's not the end of the world. I'm disappointed, sure, but I'm only letting myself down. Commissions are different. Somebody's put real money down, they've put their faith in me that I'll create something meaningful and specific just for them. That pressure adds weight to every brushstroke. There's no room for failure. When a commission is in that messy middle stage, not a sketch, not a finished piece, it's just me, alone with the work, trying to do justice to someone's memory or love for their pets. And my confidence takes some real hits along the way. If I release a new painting of my own and people don't like it, that's fine. Maybe it's not for them. But a commission? They're not reacting to just a painting, they're looking for their pet. Even in my whimsical style, it still has to be them. This one had 3 cats, each with their own look, markings, and personality. That's a tall order in any style, but especially with cats. Dogs are expressive. You can exaggerate a muzzle, lift an eyebrow, tilt the head. Cats are subtle. You have to work harder to find the personality. But this client was great. She gave me good reference photos and great notes about who was the boss, who was the goof, who was more reserved, and that helped a lot. Still, I spent more time in the sketch phase than I usually do, tweaking shapes, flipping the canvas, redrawing eyes, trying to feel my way toward the likenesses. Sketches aren't meant to be pretty. They're meant to help me get where I'm going. They're messy, raw, and they always feel too rough to share. Eventually, I hit a point where I felt like I had enough of a foundation to start painting. The detail work, the refining, the part where it starts to come together. I wanted to film that phase, but I didn't. I got so caught up in the painting and so frustrated with my camera setup that I just bailed on recording. I needed to shut all that out and focus, just me, the screen, the stylus, and the work. I'm finding that to be the most challenging part of recording the process for YouTube. It's hard to get lost in a painting, which is the fun part, when I'm wondering if it's framed right or if the light is bright enough to capture what I'm doing. Because here's a technical detail about my work. I usually paint in a dimly lit room and I turn the brightness on my display way down. That serves 2 purposes. It means my eyes don't get tired as fast, so I can work longer without getting a headache. And the display doesn't get too warm in places as it might when it's on full brightness. The problem is, darkness doesn't work very well for video recording. So when I shut off the camera, I relaxed a little, and one Saturday morning I was painting fur detail, coffee beside me, music playing, and I felt totally in it. It's one of the best feelings I know, when the noise fades and I'm just painting little hairs to the rhythm of the music. But it doesn't last. Before long I start noticing things. That eye's too big, that shape's not quite right, one more tweak, then another, and suddenly I'm not improving it, I'm trying to fix it, because now it feels broken. That's when I have to walk away. That's why I rarely finish a single painting in a few days, because I have to include time to rest my perspective. I can work on a cartoon or another painting or admin stuff, but I can't just plow through on the same piece. It won't turn out well. When I've spent too much time on the same painting, I can't see it clearly anymore, and I start to resent it. That happened with another piece of mine, the Ringleader, my ringtail lemur painting. I finished it once, didn't like it, then basically started over. When I finally called it done, I didn't feel satisfaction or relief, just exhaustion. But a few weeks later, after some time away, I realized I actually love that painting. I just needed space from it. I have an 18 by 24 metal print of that painting hanging behind me in my office. Now that happens a lot. I judge the piece too harshly when I'm too close to it. Later, with time and distance, I still may see flaws and errant brushstrokes, but not as problems I need to solve, but as part of what gives the painting its character. And it happened here too. After all the back and forth, the tweaking and walking away, I eventually came back and realized, yeah, this works. I got them. Is it perfect? Of course not. No piece ever is. I could paint one more hair, shift one more shadow, and I'd still think it could be better. That's just how it goes. But I'm proud of this painting. It challenged me more than most, and I learned from it. It's all I can ask of any piece. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And so was the client, which of course is the most important part. Because I paint digitally, there really is no original, so it's up to the client whether they want it on canvas or metal. She has some other metal pieces of mine, so she wanted the same for her commission. And I agreed with her choice. I would have chosen metal for this one too. My wife Shauna and I drove into Calgary and delivered it, which is the best part of every commission. Even though this client had seen it on her screen, my work looks best in print. And every client I've had has said so. So the reveal, it's exciting. Thanks for watching. I'm always working on new paintings and plan to record a lot more of them. Next time I'll include more of that fine detail. I'm still finding my groove on that, but I'll get there. And if this kind of process video is something you enjoy, let me know in the comments. And liking a video and subscribing to the channel helps a lot more than you might think. The more interaction a video gets, the more YouTube will show it to more people, and the more people that find my work, the more work I can keep creating. See you next time. Cheers.